All right, Alex Walsh, welcome to the podcast. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here, and congratulations, just coming off a massive ACCs. What a meet for you.
Thanks. Yeah, it was very exciting. It was combined, so the men's and women's team were competing obviously uh at the same
Mhm.
pool, like we were all together, and it was just so great to have the whole team there. I'm really happy with how I swam and also how my teammates swam. It was very fun.
Very fun. You were named swimmer of the meet, correct?
Yes, I was.
Wow. I mean, I was just looking at your times here. I was actually texting with one of your coaches, Tyler Fenwick, who helped me kind of put this one together here today. So thanks for him. But I'm looking at your times. I'm like, who are you? I mean, like, this is, I mean, it's insane how good you are. Do you recognize that in yourself? I mean, it's hard to comprehend that yourself, but from the outside looking in, it's like, who is this person?
Yeah, it's I definitely didn't expect to go that fast. Like I wasn't really expecting to go that many best times. So to have two in the same meet, and then obviously I was really close to my 2 IM best time. Yeah, I was thrilled, and I think like I know a bunch of people like on swim stuff, they comment and they say like they were saying how like I have really showed off my versatility at this meet. So that was really cool, and I think I really impressed myself. And yeah, it's fun getting to swim so many different kinds of events just because I like to keep things interesting and keep switching up. So I feel very
Yeah.
grateful.
Well, let's give some context here for those people that aren't looking at it the way I'm looking at it here. So you won the 200 freestyle, 142.2. You
Yep.
you win the 200 IM. What was your time there?
152.3, I think.
Okay, pretty close to your best there. And then from what I can tell, you haven't swam a lot of 200 breasts before. You were in heat one, and then you end up not only winning the race in finals, but you swim the second fastest time in history, 203. How many of these have you done?
Not that many in college actually. I swam 200 breaststroke last year at NC's, but I got fifth, and I think I went 205, so
Hmm.
I didn't really drop that much time last year. Um, so yeah, that was really awesome. I couldn't
Mm.
be happier with that swim. I do, even though I don't swim it all the time, the 200 breaststroke, and I don't ever swim a long course.
Mm.
I do train for it pr- almost consistently, like once or twice a week. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was definitely like looking for a big drop, but I didn't expect to drop that much and go the second fastest time in history. That was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, that's wild. So and then some of your relay splits here are crazy too. So in the 800 free relay, your team went 6:53, but you go 1:41.6. Your 200 free relay, just again sick. Your team went 1:24.4, and you split 21.3. I think the best race of the meet, to be honest, was this 400 medley relay that you were part
Yeah.
of. I mean, your team went 3:22, you split 49.5. I mean, what a swim all round from all four of you. Just blew the NCAA record away. That was insane. Your 400 free relay, you split 46 on that. Your team went 3:08. So, I mean, you were just all over the place. How did you manage to back up race to race?
Um, I guess like yeah, I feel like I'm kind of used to now like the schedule of swimming in 4 relays and 3 individual events, even though it's a lot at these meets. So
Hmm.
definitely last year it took me a little bit of getting used to like at ACCs and NCs. But yeah, I mean for me, I think Todd does a really good job at just like making sure that we are able to celebrate the good things, and then kind of like
Hmm.
we're allowed to be upset for a little bit if something doesn't happen our way, but the main thing is just moving on, making sure we're recovering every single night. Like it was a 5-day meet, so we really had to conserve as much energy as possible and kind of keep the momentum rolling day to day. And yeah, I mean, I would say I was just like I just kind of had to focus on each race at a time. And I remember like getting up for the 800 free relay at the beginning of the meet, and I was like, all right, here we go, like first race, and just kind of like luckily that race I was really happy with that split, so that kind of like started off the week really well for me. But Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot about just kind of streamlining and focusing in on one event and then moving to the next event very fast, which I think is the key.
That's a good point. Yeah, a good point though is like that management over those 5 days. So the highs and lows. I mean, you're coming off, you're putting in so much to each race, emotionally, physically. So there's going to be a come down of some sort. So like in the mornings, I'd imagine it's difficult to kind of, get the engine rolling again. So what's your strategies in the mornings every morning, especially, kind of day 2, 3, 4, maybe? Once you get to the pool in the morning, what do you do?
Normally, even though I really don't like it, I try to I do a meet warm up every single time for every session. So and those are for me like pretty long just because I am a middle distance swimmer. So I definitely do a lot of warm up, and even though it is kind of time consuming and just like annoying, I guess some would say, to like do a long keep doing longer warm-ups, that is what I do. I definitely like towards the last 2 days, like I'll try to do like a 200 or 300 more, just like loosening up because I know how important it is just to like flush everything out of my system before and obviously after too. Like I always try to do a bunch of warm down after my races because like I know the physical toll that my body is going through. So I just want to make sure that I'm like doing my best to keep myself like as loose as possible. But yeah, in the morning, long warm-ups, and then really like trying to just get into that A final. Like that's the most important part. And even in like people's best events where maybe like your spot in the A final is almost a guarantee, like I would still say at these big meets, like trying to go, swim the best race as possible and try to go as fast as possible in the morning. Like I think that kind of mentality for me has really helped like me get into it. Just has really helped me like kind of, I don't know, start like a little fire. I don't know how to say it, but like I just kind of like go for it in the morning, and then like at night I feel like I always swim faster at night. So if I can have a really solid time in the morning, then that just makes me a lot more confident for my final swim. So yeah.
Are you a coffee person, a pre-workout person, or is there a type of food that you eat? How do you get the energy going?
Yeah, I definitely caffeine is like a really big thing on our team. A lot of people like will have little coffee meetings before the final sessions. And I will drink it sometimes if I really feel like I'm sleepy, but I don't drink it that much just because for some reason, like, I don't know, I just don't like to sometimes I feel like if I drink too much caffeine before my race, like, I'm just so, like, jittery and, like, just extra nervous, and, like, my whole career, I've never really done that, so and I mean, it's worked out pretty well, so I kind of just, stick, like, what has worked so far, and I've left caffeine out of it a little bit, but I will say I did drink more coffee than I normally do at this meet, so maybe I should start drinking it more, I don't know.
Be careful, it's addictive,
Yeah,
once you start.
exactly.
What
But yeah, I mean, definitely if with or without the coffee, our team here is like we always get super fired up for every heat that a UVA swimmer is in. So it's pretty easy to get excited with or without whatever you, I guess, take before your race.
Yeah, I get this question a lot in terms of what do you eat at a meet? How do you sustain your energy? What do you have for breakfast? What kind of food are you eating? Lunch and dinner type thing? Tell me about your diet or your food intake at a meet like this.
Yeah, I try to keep it really like as simple as possible. Like I said, like I like to stick with things that I know are going to work for me and are not like new. I never go out of my comfort zone when I'm at a swim meet in terms of food.
Right.
So like normally for breakfast, I'll just have like a bagel and fruit, maybe some eggs if I'm like up feeling it or something, or like a yogurt. I always have like yogurts as like a snack. And then in between sessions, I'll have normally like a pretty big sandwich, and that'll kind of because like I'll try to eat a big lunch because normally we don't swim finals till pretty late, so I don't eat dinner until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So
Right.
and then just a little bit of like energy before my race. I'll have some more like fruit or like carbs, just quick carbs. And then during the meet, I'll have like Gatorade chews sometimes before I swim, just for that extra sugar. And then after, my coaches are pretty strict about getting everyone a protein shake, warming down, and then obviously we have a pretty big dinner. And it's just a bunch of carbs, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much all we're eating. But the protein is also really, that's been a really big stress that has been different. Something that's been different going from like high school to college is like the focus on getting as much protein as possible. And I think that's actually been something that has changed over the last couple of years that has really helped me become a faster swimmer and like just stronger.
Do you guys have nutritionists that come in and talk with the team?
Yes, we have our athletic department has a couple of nutritionists, and we have one, I actually think we just got a new one that's like helps with our swim team. So yeah, if anyone has an issue, like they can definitely go to them, but I would say it's pretty easy. Like I have found it to be pretty easy for me to like get everything that I really need to get, because we have an athlete dining hall, which like is perfect for all the athletes and meets all of our nutritional needs. So yeah, it's been pretty easy for me. I know other people struggle with it, definitely, but yeah, they've been very helpful. Like when we were freshmen, they came and like talked to us and stuff, and I think that's kind of where like I learned a lot and have just been continuing that. But yeah.
Swim Angelfish. Swim Angelfish is an online certification program that strengthens your teaching curriculum to serve swimmers of all abilities. Swim Angelfish will prepare you and your instructors with the skills to teach swimmers with autism, physical disabilities, anxiety, sensory and motor conditions, and more. Learn to teach skills faster and with more comfort with Swim Angelfish. Apply for an Only Alpha Pool Product Scholarship and receive up to 50% off your certification. Go to swimangelfish.com today to apply. Looking to host your first swim meet or replacing an old timing system? Run a swim meet with ease from your laptop using Superior Swim Timing. You can use Superior Swim Timing with your existing equipment, or they can provide you with a complete timing solution, including deck harnesses, buttons, and starter. SST is fully compatible with High-Tech and Team Unify, as well as Colorado, Daktronics, and Amiga touchpads. Go to superiorswimtiming.com to learn more, and be sure to tell them I sent you.
What about the strategies at the end of the night? Like you said, you're going all day long. I mean, the adventurous swimming, just punishing yourself. How do you then come down to get the rest that you need to then be able to, recover and come back the next day? What are your strategies at night for yourself?
I would say, honestly, it's really easy for me to fall asleep at night at these meets because I'm so tired from like swimming so much, even though it's only like a like day to day, I'll only do like 200s and a relay. Like I don't actually swim that much yardage, but I really am going all out. I actually have a really bad habit of throwing up after my races because I will try so hard. And that's pretty bad. Not bad, but it's just like funny actually. Like my team makes fun of me for that. But yeah, and then in addition to that, like you're doing so much. I think I kind of underestimate like how much the warm up and the warming down, like all of that swimming, I think I kind of forget how much that takes it out of me. So by the end of the day, I am completely exhausted, but normally like I have dinner, and sometimes I'll like, if we have massage therapists with our team, I'll get a massage, or I'll just like put my legs up the wall or something to kind of like help me jumpstart that recovery. And then sleep is really the biggest thing, like just trying to get like 8 or 9 hours of sleep. And then we take naps in between sessions too. Like I try to sleep for at least like an hour and a half. So definitely sleep is the most important thing at a meet for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to get sometimes too, but most swimmers will have rivals, like in an event kind of thing. You swim everything. So do you think about your competition in any way? Like, do you have like every time you're swimming, you're like, okay, now I got to race this person. Then you go to another event, like, all right, now I got this person. Like most people have like that one person they go to, but you seem to be all over the place. So do you think about your competitors?
Yes and no. I would say, yeah, you're right. I mean, like I race so many different people. It's like I definitely don't have, I would say, like one person that I'm consistently racing all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, when I was younger, I might have had that, but not really anymore, which I think kind of creates like an interesting dynamic for me in terms of like me competing against other people. But I would say like coming to UVA and participating in the NCAA season, like for us, it's more of like I like certain teams, like we have huge rivalries with like UNC and NC State. So whenever I go against girls on those teams, like I know I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm racing like a rival, like trying time to get up and like swim fast. I just want to get my hand to the wall first. That kind of mentality I feel like is bigger for me than just like individuals that I'm racing. But it is interesting because I feel like me and Kate Douglas, even though my teammate, she like we both are very versatile, and like even though she kind of trends like towards the sprinty events and I definitely trend up towards like the 4 a.m. We overlap a lot in our events, but we don't really race that often, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, like I feel like in all the 200s and then obviously the IMs and 100 stroke, I guess sometimes I feel like we kind of like we can definitely have some pretty big races between us a lot, which are always fun. But it's been fun to kind of like tackle the 2 IM together, especially this summer with her. That was really fun, and I feel like that was really special for us to do together. So
yeah. It's interesting to hear someone who swims 21 flat in a relay say that she's not really a sprinter. It's like most sprinters would die for that split. So in terms of that management, I mean, how do you balance the speed and the endurance? How do you get both? I mean, everyone would love both, but how do you get both?
Yeah, I like honestly, it's like something that I've like I think about a lot because I do like in practice, I have normally people will just like do like aerobic or threshold stuff or pace stuff like all the time, all week, or sprinters, they'll always be doing power and stuff. And I definitely have probably the biggest range of practices on my team, which is really crazy and can be a little bit chaotic because like I'll go from doing a 50 free practice with racks and resistance, and we only do like 2,000 yards, but it's all like hard effort, to then doing a like 3,000 yard threshold set that afternoon. Like that's crazy. But I think like I don't know what it is about me that allows me to have the endurance and also the speed. I think that's just like a talent that I've been blessed with, but definitely like my coaches have been super I don't know the word, but they always are making sure that I'm getting what I need, like every aspect of what I need, which I am so grateful for. I mean, like I always have like my whole week planned out, and like my week is very individual to me, and they're always on top of it and know like what if you're doing speed one day or endurance one day, they're always making sure that I'm getting everything that I need. And I think like we do 20-hour weeks, obviously. And I think having all that time and then having it being balanced, like split up between the sprinting and endurance, that's what's really made me become like so good on both sides of the spectrum. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is it difficult then for you? I mean, you kind of get bounced around a bit, which seems like it's a good thing, but is it then difficult to create coaching relationships, like strong ones, because you're working with that person, and you're moving around? Or how do you feel about that?
No, honestly, like I would say I'm closest with Todd, our head coach, and then Blaire Bachman is like, she is like actually my primary coach. Like I was originally in the middle distance group like with her all last year, and I didn't really start training that consistently with Todd until kind of like the beginning of this year, or I guess 2021 before the Olympics. So but no, I am very close with both of them. And like, I think what has helped is me being able to tell them, like me being honest with them and telling them what I think I need. And like me sharing my feedback with them, obviously, like that has made our relationship stronger just because like we're able to communicate like what I need. And they know I'm not like abusing my opinion if I say like I think I need to prioritize like speed work leading into NCs. Like I told that to Todd one time and he was like, I really value like what you think you need, so we're gonna start doing that more. That kind of relationship I think is key to, I mean, it's been key for me like in having a good support group and then also making sure like I'm getting the training that is working the best for me. But yeah, I mean, like I love this team and I love the coaches too. I feel like I'm close with all of them, not even just Todd and Blaire, which is so awesome. But yeah, it's been, I mean, and they've been working together like to train me. So it really is like the perfect environment. And like, I feel like, I don't know, I've just had such a great experience with them and they've just been so helpful in making me like the swimmer I am now. I think our relationship is great.
Tell me this, Todd's obviously just been awarded the head coaching job now of the World Championships. I mean, the time that he spent there and the job that he's done as the head coach has just been phenomenal. The building the women's team and now the men's team is coming on extremely strong. So balancing two teams. How is this man doing this? I mean, everybody from the outside looking in is like, wow, I mean, he's killing it. So like, what from your perspective, what makes him so great?
Like when I was being recruited by Todd, I think what really drew me to Virginia was like how exciting it was to be a part of this team that had so much potential and was like on the rise. I think he does a really good job at making every day exciting and making like these, when we head into championship season, I think the coaches, Todd and the rest of the staff, they do a great job at just like getting us really excited. Like I always feel like we are kind of like accelerating into the meets and like everyone is just really, anxious, but a good anxious about it. I think they do a really good job at making, they make the right emotions like higher,
Right.
which, not everyone has that. So he definitely is super good at being just like crazy exciting. But I would also say, I think like I kind of mentioned this earlier, but he does a really good job at always looking like he is such like a future goal oriented person, like, and way future, like I'm talking like 5 years down the road and stuff. Like, I think he always is looking ahead. And so like when we win, like when we won NCAAs last year, like obviously that was a huge moment for us, but he was like, all right, let's like acknowledge the high that we are on right now, but like we need to look forward to 7 weeks to trials. And I'm like, oh my gosh, already? Like we just won the national championship. And he's like, no, we are like, now we're looking forward to trials. Like he's really good at just moving on to the next goal. And I don't know, I think that's a good, that's kind of a good thing to have, is just like moving along. He's really good at just keeping the timeline and keeping straight to it. And like, I don't know, he's always just looking ahead, which I think is good for the team.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You've just come off this meet where you obviously have one of your lifetime best performances, but then now you're looking ahead for, 3 weeks from now. And it's almost like you feel like, I'm sure you feel like you want to better that performance again. So how do you get better in 3 weeks? It's not something you don't want to swim slower. You'd be happy kind of swimming the same times because the times are crazy good, but you definitely want to swim faster. So how would you get that?
Yeah. So that is a good question. I would say like right now, just in this week, honestly, for me, I'm just taking it, coming off of ACCs can be really hard, especially after the meet that we just had, which was insane because everything that happened, and also that it was just a longer meet, a more exciting meet. Then I've ever experienced, especially like last year. I never really experienced something like that. So this week for sure, like we have been trying to get back into the grind as quickly as possible. And that it's been pretty difficult. Definitely a lot of people have struggled a little bit, but I mean, we're persevering through this week. And I would say like, I think what's really good for me and like what made me swim so well last summer was like the, 4 to 6 weeks before this big meet, like I was just being super consistent and like super focused in practice and like really making the most out of every single stroke that I was taking. So, and I think like before ACCs, that week before ACCs, I had like one of the best weeks of practice of my entire life. I had like a really strong Christmas training. And so I think like this week is kind of just about like getting back into it as fast as possible. Next week is just going to be about like making every stroke count. And then the week after that is taper time. So that's fun. But like for me, keeping in mind that like the work has already been put in, that's kind of like what's helping me get to the finish line right now is like knowing that the past like 4 months of work, which have for me been better than probably that they've been the best in my career, that has made me really confident going into this next meet and, doing what we're doing right now, like today, tomorrow, the hard stuff that we're doing right now, like doing it with my team is like we're all doing it together for each other. So I think like, I don't know, just approaching it as a team and making every single practice count. I think that's what we have to do leading into NCs and what I'm going to have to do. So yeah, it's exciting.
Are you guys as a team at all feeling the heat of having to defend, or how are you looking at this championship as a team?
Yeah, we definitely are feeling the heat to defend. We want it really badly. We want the title again, but we know that the competition is going to be a lot tougher this year. So, but I think it's not going to faze us because we have prepared for this all season. Like, and we, at the beginning of even August, like Todd, we had a women's team meeting and Todd was like, NCs is going to be a lot more competitive and it's going to be more difficult. And we're going to have to be the best that we've ever been to win. So we kind of have stuck with that mentality all season, every single dual meet, I guess for ACCs, like we knew that all eyes were on us and we always want to be lights out. And so I think we have done a great job at practicing that, even at small meets. So I really am not worried about us swimming lights out at NCs. And I think it's going to be really close, but we have a shot for sure. And, we want it bad enough to the point where we're gonna be in the race and we're gonna do it for our team and we're gonna just like swim our hearts out. And I mean, at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. But I think we have some really big momentum and some really big emotions going into NCs. So, yeah.
Yeah. Vasa has been the go-to training tool outside of the pool for over 30 years. Vasa's products are ideal for developing power and proper technique in your swimmer's catch. Add a few Vasa trainers to your pool deck and it's like adding an extra lane to your swimming pool. Go to vasatrainer.com, use code BREAD at checkout and get 10% off anything from Vasa. Destro Swim Towers. Gain strength in the water with a tower of power. Save $150 per double swim tower by using code BRETT, B-R-E-T-T, at checkout. DestroMachines.com. Have you figured out your race schedule yet? Do you know the 3 events you're going to swim?
Yeah. So I originally thought that I was going to be doing 2 IM, 4 IM, 2 fly. I kind of publicized that before the conference meet. And after my swims this past week, I think I definitely have been doing some reevaluating. And I think Todd has also been doing some reevaluating and Blaire, obviously.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. I literally am probably gonna be deciding this weekend, since entries are due on Monday. So, yeah, I'm obviously gonna be swimming 2 IM, but I don't know about the other days. I'm not sure yet, and I don't even know like what I want to do. I still have to think about it some more, but definitely.
Dang, second fastest time in history in the 200 breast.
I know, crazy. Yeah, I think I am leaning towards
crazy.
4 IM still because I kind of just want to see like what will happen in that event because I don't swim it. I haven't really swum it very often except for like an invite. I swim it. But yeah, I don't know what to do on the last day. So we'll see. It'll be a surprise, I guess.
I guess it will.
But,
That'll be cool. Okay.
yeah.
Well, tell me this. I got one last question here. In terms of relays, you guys are stacked as a team. What's Todd's theory on picking relays? How does he tell you? When does he tell you? How does he break the news to the girls that maybe miss out on a spot?
Yeah, we have a really great. We have so many great relay like lineups possible. It's insane. Like I remember like reading some article and it had like all of our relay lineups and all this times and it was like this whole database of like everything that could happen and it's just like crazy. And obviously the fight for a relay spot on this team, I think it's very competitive even though like we don't really like talk about it, but everyone wants a spot on the relay.
Yeah.
So there are like I would say the 800 free relay and like the 200 medley relay, those are kind of, and the 200 free relay, like those are ones that are pretty solid in their lineup just because I feel like we have 4 pretty like clear girls that are like the top 4 girls that are going to be on them. But like the 4 medley at ACCs, I didn't even know I was going to be on that until after the 100 backstroke. Like I remember Todd was waiting to see the results of the 100 backstroke to decide whether to put Gretchen as backstroke or her as freestyle and then Kate as butterfly. Like, you know, there's so many different options. But eventually, yeah, he came up to me. He was like, "You're going to do fly." And I was like, "All right." So then I had to get in the pool and get ready and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely it's a competitive fight to be on that relay. But I think Todd, like, he really trusts himself and then also like what the girls are saying. So like if someone comes up to him and tells him like, "I know that I can go faster," like I think Gretchen, he went up to her and was like, "Are you going to be able to like go under 50 in the 100 backstroke?" And she was like, "I'm going to need 5 minutes to reevaluate, but I'll let you know." And then she was like, "Yes, I can like go faster." And he really trusted her. And so he put her on the backstroke. And yeah, like I think it's every relay lineup can be a risk, I guess. But he has a lot of confidence in us, and obviously we have a lot of confidence in ourselves. So we're always kind of able to put the best one together in that moment.
Well, listen, you guys should have a lot of confidence in yourselves. You're swimming out of this world. Congratulations. Keep it up. Listen, good luck. Amazing to see. You're really changing the landscape of NCAA swimming. I mean, you're taking it to new heights, new levels, and you guys are really setting the bar so high. So congratulations. Huge fan from the outside looking in, and good luck at defending. I really hope you guys come away with the title, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, guys. Me too.
I appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Alex.
Okay.
Just stay on the
Thanks,
line
Brian.
for 1 sec after we jump up. Thanks a lot.